You are here because you're an earth sign and you're probably interested in the upcoming week. Thank you so much for joining me in today's reading. If your sun, ascendant, moon is in Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, this reading is for you. Of course, this is going to be a general reading, so please take it as it resonates. My messages and my readings will always going to be about lifting up our energy, discovering our true potential, and in general, trying to look at things from multiple angles, get inspired, get some insights, get food for thought and meditate on, oh my god, if you've heard that noise, it's my dog. She's playing. It's a tiny mini dachshund and nothing can stop her from playing. She's been really good today, so yeah, if the noise is back, I'm sorry, we just need to accept it. Hi baby. So I'm not gonna take the cards that are flipping out of this deck because this one, it's especially slippery, at least for me. It's I'm struggling to shuffle without always lose the cards, so it's important for me to be mindful when I'm shuffling. It's part of my routine. The cards have already been cleansed, so just so you know, I'm doing that between each reading. Yeah, so Earth signs, what are the cards going to reveal for you guys? I'm really interested to see what are the insights for you in the upcoming week. And yeah, I'm going also to do a oracle reading later, and yeah, but without any more chit chat, let's take a look into your cards. I'm not gonna do reversals with this deck. This is the Osho Zen Tarot. So we have 5 of fire, totality, postponement. This is 4 of air, control. This would be the king of air. The miser, 4 of earth. Thunderbolt. Woohoo! Earth signs. We have tower energy here in the middle of your reading. And stress. This is 7 of fire. I love this card in the Osho deck. Sharing. This would be the queen of fire. Awareness. This is a major arcana, the correspondent card in Rider-Waite-based tarot decks would be the Chariot. I feel this one is particularly different in the Osho deck. An inner voice, again, a major arcana for you as the outcome of your future week. This would be the High Priestess. Okay, let me get my head wrapped around your reading, Earth signs. What an interesting reading for you guys. Let me switch a bit the angle. My setup. I've fixed my setup. I have a new arm to put my camera up. But this one is different, so everything is different with the setup. Good. So Earth signs, what an interesting week ahead of you. So there are a couple of things I see here in the cards for you. So first of all, many of you spent your recent days, weeks, probably months even in a state of retreat. Many of you try to regain your energy, Many of you were focused on some form of healing. It might be something related to your health, maybe for some of you, and you needed some rest, you needed some treatment, you needed to retreat, right? That is one of the things I'm picking up. And on the other hand, there's another form of staying a bit away and somewhat in a retreat mode. Yeah, many of you were in a retreat mode in the sense that you were not necessarily expressing what you really thought about some situations. You didn't quite came out, right? Came out, spoken out. It was as if many of you earth signs were in a state of waiting, thinking, meditating upon a situation or your current present situation, right? And this is relevant to your reading, and many of you will probably resonate. And what I see in the cards now for you earth signs is that this period of waiting, being quiet, staying in retrieval and not necessarily taking action or speaking your mind, or making your voice heard, right? That period, I think it's over. So for the next week, earth signs, I see here that it's going to be a matter of you taking your power back, actually taking a stance on something, right? And getting yourself up on the stage in a way or other. So with the 5 of air here, this is your main energy. So you earth signs, I feel like you're in a mood for, I've tried to collaborate so far with you and make a team. This is like what I get, right? So for some of you, this internal dialogue will resonate, right? It's an example of what I see here in the cards. So some of you said, well, I tried to work with you and collaborate and meet you halfway, for example, okay? And join our forces and trying to be in a tandem or in a synergy of some sort and putting all our energy together, my energy and your energy. But with all the rest of the cards, earth signs, I feel like for the upcoming week, there's going to be a shift in your energy and you're no longer trying to necessarily cooperate, right? And stay in this postponement energy, okay? This retreat I was mentioning. The challenge for you next week is going to be this control card, this King of Air energy, that you will try to find where the balance lies between cooperation and competition, for example, or asserting yourself, establishing some form of not necessarily dominance, okay, but like I said, staying in your power, having your way, right? So I get the strong feeling for you, earth signs, that next week is going to be about taking back your power, getting some form of control over things and stepping out of the postponement energy that was really something present in your recent past, right? And for some of you, I got the feeling that besides you being the one who took a more passive and not reactive stance in relationship to others, for some of you it might be that in your recent past, other people, you felt like other people in your life are not participating into your relationships with them as you would like them to participate, especially in terms of how they communicated. For some of you, maybe important people in your life, they may be your partners, your peers, your colleagues, your partners in business and so forth. they felt like they are, you know, keeping you at an arm's length to some extent, right? So maybe some of them stalled getting you an answer, and you kind of felt like this is going nowhere, it's reaching no conclusion, right? So this is the building foundation on which this energy of Five of Fires, this competitive and very fiery card that the Five of Fire is here comes from. So it was a period of time where you were in this situation, this postponement, this stalling, this getting nowhere, to no conclusion with people, and not able to communicate straightforward. Someone was keeping the information from you to some extent. Some of you might resonate with this. You tried to communicate, but you could not get into the right, right setup, right combination of factors so that you and these people can actually communicate. And with this control card here, I see that this is going to be the challenge. You want to, to assert yourself. You want to assert yourself. And it's going to be a very powerful week for you with the inner voice card as your week's outcome. This is going to be a week where you are really going to have access to your intuition, and it's gonna have a major impact into whatever it is that you would like to achieve. Listening to your intuition, to your dreams, to what your unconscious is telling you, right? There is an inner voice there. There's always something that whispers very, very almost in silence, right? But there is a voice there, and we need to, make space and make time and focus our attention into this inner voice in order for their messages to come up into our conscious mind. And the following week for you earth signs, it's going to be a lot about this. Your intuition is going to peak, and it's going to bring forth some amazing inspirations to you, right? So, and I also get the feeling, earth signs, here with all of the cards that I see, that the message here is your intuition is going to prove right next week. Okay, so moving forward with your cards, what else I am going to see? So you have the Thunderbolt here, the Miser, and the Stress card in your second line. So basically what we see here, earth signs, is what you need to take a step back from, what would be a better thing to move forward to, and the best strategy for you to use in the upcoming week so that to navigate through these challenges, right? And best use these potential energies, these gifts that you have. And we already seen you have a lot of energy. You have a lot of energy, and you stood quiet for too long, I would say. This is what I pick up here, right? Now it's time for you to take control again. And what this control means, we have information here in your second line of the spread. So take a step back from staying in the same position where you are right now. So if some of you might be feeling reluctant to make a drastic change, which it's actually what the cards advise you right here with the Thunderbolt, with the Tower card here, right? The cards are actually inviting you to do not be afraid to act like a revolutionary. Do something not necessarily extreme, but something that will break things from the root of the problem, right? Something needs to be broken in order for light and new things to make their way to the surface and change the current situation, the status quo. So the Miser, the four of Earth here, the thing you need to take a step back from. It's actually protecting the status quo, protecting what you feel like you need to protect. For some of you, if this is related to a work situation, you might be feeling afraid to speak your mind, to make a move, because I don't know, you might feel you put your job in danger. But the cards are actually indicating this is the time for you to be courageous and to shake things up, to take a stance, to make a courageous thing, to thunderbolt the hell out of things, And the stress card in Osho's and Tower, it's very interesting. As you can see, there's a clown that juggles all kinds of things. He has multiple hands and multiple legs, so always busy. And there's a tiny monkey here who smilingly pops the balloon and everything goes to pieces. Very interesting. Very, very interesting, isn't it, Earth signs? And I would really like for you to connect with the cards always and use your own intuition besides the messages that I bring forward when I read the cards for you, okay? But what I get from all the other cards and the Seven of Fire here, the stress card, is that this would be the best strategy for you. And this means do not avoid stress. Do not avoid getting outside of your comfort zone, okay? Do not avoid making bold moves and actions. And even though everything seems complicated and you can see that a lot of energy was put into a thing, popping the balloon, like in the picture we see in the card, might be the actual thing the cards are actually indicating. It's the right time for you to do this. And also, as we see the Queen of Fire in your resources position, you have enormous energy. Your creative potential, it's at its peak right now. You have a lot of energy and great power. You have great power. It's amazing. I think you are ready to step out from this silence. And if this is you that feel like you were silent, you have everything it takes for you to take a stance, to take your power back, to step up on that scene, take the microphone, tell it that it is, make your way, be the way, okay? So, and take control using your unique personality, your own gifts, your own talents. Be who you are. You don't have to be someone else. You don't have to be authoritative. You don't have to be violent or aggressive. It's not about that, okay? With the Thunderbolt situation. And it's about you trusting your abilities, your knowledge, your charisma, the fact that people actually gravitate towards you. You're magnetic, you're attractive, okay? And also, speaking of other people and your attractiveness to them, no matter what what fears might be underlining in such a circumstance, eventually other people will realize the necessity of this change, even if they will be shaken up by your change. They will probably perceive that something changed drastically, as it should, with both Tower energy, Chariot energy. Oh my God, Earth signs. So next week is going to be a lot about, shifting. For some of you might be that you feel like you had enough with something, with this stalling, with this not reaching to any conclusions, with keeping silent, trying to do the right thing all the time, maintaining peace, maintaining your position, trying to, collaborate. I feel like next week, it's not about that anymore. Earth signs, you are ready to step into your power and make drastic changes, and this is what the cards indicate. And your intuition is going to play a major part. You will discover that you felt some things, and you knew internally, and based on simply your intuition, you knew some things. And after all of this, next week you will get to the conclusion, you will self-validate your intuition and your inner voice, and you will come to the conclusion, well, why didn't I listen to that earlier? Probably. Who knows? Please come back and let me know in the comments what do you think? How do you resonate with this? Okay, so this would be the tarot cards for you, my lovely earth signs. What a week, man, huh? What a week. Amazing creative energy here for you. So I'm gonna shuffle the oracle deck as well, and let's see what do we have here. Accepting challenges. Well, what do you know, earth signs? What do you know? What better card can we see than accepting challenges after all we've talked about with your cards here? So trust your inner resources. Like I've mentioned, you in your inner resources, you have this fiery queen, this mature energy. This is a combination of feminine and masculine, right? So it's a feminine energy, a feminine presence, a feminine type of personality that is actually fueled by masculine energy. So ready to take action, ready to react, to protect herself, to protect other people if necessary, to speak her mind, to be creative, to create things, and do not think only about art. You can shape your life, your future, the outcomes, right? You have something to say, you have free will, and the fire suit and the fire queen in particular is really able to channel her energy and manifest things, whatever those are, right? If you would like to gain more self-respect, tap into your resources, your inner fiery resources that you have. You're very gentle and feminine. I get a sense that you're very gentle people, earth signs. Okay, very gentle, very kind. But now it's going to be your time to take the microphone, as I said. Okay, and you will create a new and completely different reality for yourself. With the awareness card, people will understand there's no longer a possibility for you and them to live behind the veil. You are all going to peek behind this veil and see the new truth, the new reality, whatever that is, and you will have to move forward with this, and they will have to move forward as well. There is not going to be a coming back after this, only going forward. Great. So accepting challenges, earth signs. Slow down to relax. Break to enjoy the beauty around you. Well, I sense with this oracle card that you will finally be able to slow down and relax after this releasing of such a powerful charge of energy that accumulated inside of yourself, and that you will have the opportunity to actually manifest into something constructive, even though along the way it will require some, like I said, revolutionary actions on your part, right? Changing completely your strategy. But afterwards I get the sense that you will truly be able to really slow down and relax like you haven't been able to do in a long time. And of course, because this looks like it's a pretty stressful, there is potential for you feeling under a lot of stress with this. That might feel a bit stressful to your nervous system, right? Even though it may be like a positive stress, okay? Meaning you will feel energetic, you will feel alive at some point in this unfolding of events, right? it might take a toll on your nervous system altogether. So slow down to relax. It's also, as I see it, an advice. It's something that you must take care of, right? Especially for those of you who were in this silent and retreat mode because of some illnesses, or you felt a bit under the weather, right? With your body as well, not just with your mind or your emotions, okay? So if that is the case for you, especially even more for those of you who resonate with that, slowing down to relax is going to be also something that you need to take care of. And another card for you, my lovely earth signs, Dawn of Love. Love is rising on the horizon of your life. What an amazing news, earth signs. So this looks to me like after a long time of you waiting and thinking and playing nice and taking a a step back from getting involved with things, you are finally stepping back into your power. You are going to do some great moves next week. It's gonna be a lot of energy involved, both for you and maybe for other people as well. But at the end of the day, all this journey, it's going to open up the dawn of love for you. From this point on, love is going to be rising on the horizon of your life. What an amazing reading for you, earth signs. I'm eager for you to step into the next week and thunderbolt the hell out of the things that you need to thunderbolt. It's time. Wonderful. So please, of course, take it as it resonates. The reading is a general one, of course. So even though I am always trying to uplift us and help with my readings for you to discover your true potential and get insights for you to grow, if something felt uneasy, or I don't know, maybe you have negative thoughts of some sort, please disconnect with the readings. They might not be for you. But if they do resonate and you feel like we vibe and you do enjoy listening to my readings, please like this reading. Like it, claim the messages that you've heard here today, and subscribe to my channel for more readings. So see you back next week with another forecast, weekly forecast, and thank you so much for being here with me. Bye.